Hello everyone, my name is Katie Carson. Welcome back to Royalty Soaps. If you're wondering the color of lipstick that I'm wearing because it is outlandish and fabulous, it is actually the Miranda Sings lipstick. This is the red one that she has. I bought it on a whim. She was doing a live stream. I had to get it. The packaging was adorable, and honestly, it's one of the best lipsticks ever. I really love it. Like, it goes on really easy, sticks really well, doesn't get on your teeth. Good stuff. Anyway, today I am utilizing two different soapy techniques that I've never really done before. One of them is embedding like a smaller tube of soap into a larger bar. The tube you make ahead of time, you unmold it, and then you put it in the new soap. And then the other one is using some sort of a guide, a frame, a stencil even, and scraping it across your entire bar to create a cutout appearance, essentially. The first technique a million people have done. I mean, it's been around for years. I don't know who to credit that for because I've literally seen it so many different places. But the second technique I saw on the Soap Queen blog. I don't remember the gal's name who guest wrote this, so I'm really sorry, but I will leave you guys the link to the post down below. And she did a horse head in her soap. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Like, just truly amazing. So I took both of those things, sorta. Of course, my version is a lot more simple than her version. I'm having to do this for a lot of different bars. We used our slab mold. It's really, really cool. I think you guys are gonna love it. So without further ado, let's get soap making. This soap is a slab, which means we're gonna be pouring 4 different loaves all into one big container. So we're starting out with a bunch of oils. And then I'm gonna pour in my lye water solution. Now the recipe I am using can be found in the description box below. And now with my Cuisinart stick blender, also listed in the description box below, I'm gonna blend this up until we're just past emulsification. This consistency is just a little bit past water, and we want it to be really soupy because we're working with a lot of dark colors today, which accelerate how fast the soap thickens, and we're also working with a fragrance oil that kind of does that as well, so we want to make sure that it's really, really thin to begin. We'll start by pouring off the mountain section. The mountain section is going to be black, so we're going to fill up this container to a little past halfway, probably 3/4, I would say. Because this is a nighttime themed soap, the mountains are going to be black. So I have here some black oxide that I've mixed up with oil. I'm gonna put all that in there because I don't want it to be a gray. And if you want a soap to be really black, you've gotta add quite a bit of colorant. Time to blend it up. And I love blending up the black colorants because it's a huge contrast between the soap and then what it looks like once all the color's in. So let's go. I've gone ahead and added the fragrance oil into the container, and the fragrance oil we are using today is Lunar Eclipse by Nature's Garden. The scent description for this fragrance looked really good online. It kind of reminded me of the, oh, what is the name of that? It's like Midnight Waters? Moonlit Path, that's what it is. It's a Bath & Body Works scent, Moonlit Path, and it is very similar to that. Plus it had the name Lunar in it, so you know, like moons and stuff. Fragrance oil blended in, let's pour into our large slab mold. Be ye not perturbed by the oil spots down here, it's just soap making oils. So I'm gonna pour the black straight into the middle of the soap. It is so shiny, it is casting a glare, and y'all can probably see the camera. Ooh, oh, it smells so good, y'all. You don't know what time it is. It is scrapey time. Black is also one of those soap colors that you can really tell if you've done a good job scraping your bucket because it stands out so much. Now I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes or so until this sets up almost completely, and we're gonna make the mountain range. The soap has sat for about 5 minutes, so what I have here is a piece of cardboard that I have cut mountain shapes out of, and I have fitted it so that it sits directly in my soap mold. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it in, and then I'm gonna drag it, and it's gonna leave us with little spiny mountain bits. So I'm gonna start way at the very end, make sure it's flush at the very, very, very end, right here. Stick it in. Make sure that all the mountains I can see are at the very top. And then I'm gonna drag. And there we go, you see all the mountains. And then what happens is, once you get this far, you're obviously gonna start dragging a whole bunch of soap on the side. So I'm gonna start scooping that out. Just scraping some of that out. I'm also pressing some of it down because it's a little bit uneven. Okay, now I'm gonna scrape some more. Then I'm just gonna lift what's left out on the cardboard. I'm gonna turn this around so y'all can see it. It's really quite a mess down this end. So I'm gonna clean that up with a spatula, just wipe it down, and then everything will be ready to go. Now it's time to make these mountains really stand out. I've already cleaned up the mold. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Sparkle Plenty mica from Mad Micas, and I'm just going to gently dust the top of the mountains. I'm hoping this will make it look like the mountains have moonlight on top of them. It also could be like snow because it is, you know, autumnal, close to the winter time. I'm also gonna take a little bit of Velvet Pearl mica. This is from Nurture Soap. It's a little bit of a thicker mica, so hopefully this will make it stand out even more. I'm especially gonna make sure that the edges get some of this stuff. Marvelous, and to lock it all in, I'm gonna spritz it just real quick with rubbing alcohol, and we're gonna start mixing up the sky part of this soap. Let's get the sky rolling. We're gonna have two colors in there. One is going to be a gray, and the other is gonna be a very deep blue. For the silver, I am using antique silver, and then for the blue, I'm using dark navy blue. This is a truly awesome color. Like, it's really hard to get an actual navy blue in soap, but this one really nails it. Scrape down these containers. When you're working with dark colors, especially when you're working in a bucket like this that has lots of edges, you have to make sure that you scrape it down and get the bottom too, because sometimes the color doesn't get to the very, very cracks. I've put the fragrance oil in, so I'm going to mix that in by hand. The fragrance oil is all blended in. Just look at that blue. Oh, it's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pour in the silver. I'm just gonna go in a circle all the way around. Not gonna mix that up. I'm gonna scrapey my container. Make sure there's none left in there. We're not saving any for the top or anything like that. And it is time for the sky to meet the mountains. I shall now summon my third hand to be a guide for me with the spatula. Thank you very much, third hand. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in this corner and we're gonna work our way in a square until this very, very, very highest mountain peak is completely covered, and then we'll put our moons on the inside. So here I am in the very corner, and you can already see that awesome swirl we got going on here. We've got the first layer in, time to stick in the moons. Now these moons were made with a 1-inch round PVC pipe, and it was nearly impossible to get them out. I'm pretty sure we used like the wrong grade of PVC because it wasn't very flexible at all. It was kind of a mess, but somehow they're out all the same, so that's good. And I am gonna splice a few together here. I am putting them slightly off center. And now that these are in, I'm gonna go ahead, take the rest of my batter. I don't need the third hand for this. And I'm gonna cover up those moons, make sure I have plenty left to cover them up. And then after that, I will play a little bit with the top and we will add on all the shimmery stuff. Time to scrapey my big container, get all that extra goodness in there. So for the top, we're gonna kind of do a starry night theme. So I've mixed up a little bit of those sparkles with the velvet pearl, and I'm just gonna kind of make big drops like this all over the top. This is gonna kind of represent stars. Can you see a constellation? Comment down below. I'm also gonna take some large biodegradable holographic glitter, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on there, about yay much. And then I'm gonna take some regular silver biodegradable glitter and put that on as well. The final thing I have to do is spritz the top with some rubbing alcohol. We are back the next day to cut the Harvest Moon soap. I've already split it into its individual logs. Now I'm gonna line it up with the multi-bar cutter, and we're gonna press down gently. All right, let's take a gander at the inside. This is what it looks like. I am super pleased. The image I really wanted to portray with this, I think I did, which was walking through maybe a forest region in Colorado, looking up into the clear sky and seeing a harvest moon on the backdrop of mountains. And to me, that whole vision really evokes like a crisp, autumnal smell with serenity of mind and just peace and harmony and sort of feeling like all is right in the world. You know what I mean? The fragrance is actually really great. It's coming through very mysterious. It's a little bit fruity. Man, I love it. Now, the question of the day is, have you ever seen a harvest moon in real life? And while I'm sure harvest moons have come to pass for most of us, we may have not taken the time to notice it up in the sky. Fun romantic story about Caleb and I, we have actually danced under the light of a harvest moon. And that is something I will never ever forget. I'm thrilled, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went in hesitantly because it just seemed a little far-fetched. I just thought that, especially with the mountains, it wasn't going to look very good. I'm thrilled. You guys have got to try this. If you're a soap maker, you've got to try this. And when you do, please tag me in your photos so that I can see what you guys decide to create with like either the stencil or the embedded soap cane. It's just, oh, it's so much fun. If you'd like to purchase one of these bars, they will be available on November 5th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time at royaltysoaps.com. And now I am going to do some shopping with Lily and my friend Carly, who is going to Disney World, and I am so happy for her. I bought her the cutest ears. You guys, hold on, I will show you the ears. They are worth you seeing. Look at these ears. She's going for like Mickey's Halloween party, and I just thought these could not be more perfect and adorable. Look at those. I'm living vicariously through her because I have not been to Disney World yet, and let me tell you guys, if there was one dream collab for me to do on this channel, it would be Disney. Like, that is the peak of the peak of the peak. I have rambled way too much. Seriously, like, I should just do a whole channel where I just sit there and talk so that I can get it all out so that these intros and outros are like this big. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. Do something that makes you happy today, whether that is going shopping with one of your good friends in the fancy mall or putting on your favorite jacket because it is finally cold where you live. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you guys Saturday. Bye for now. Meow.